Today I have another fantastic home tour for you right here in Tacoma, Washington. This model behind me here is the Rogue floor plan here in the community of Carrera Oaks, built by Pacific Lifestyle Homes. Again, this is in Tacoma, Washington. It's near the border of JBLM and near Spanaway Lake. The property behind me here, the Rogue, is a 3 to 5 bedroom and 2.5 to 3 bathroom configuration with a 5-car garage. It's over 2,500 square feet. Let's get into it. Quick reminder, if you're new here to the channel, my name's Aaron Morrow. I'm a local realtor here in the greater Seattle area, and I've been working with buyers, sellers, and investors in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties for well over a decade now. I really enjoy working with people, helping them relocate to the greater Seattle area, and I really enjoy making these YouTube home tours for you, so stick around for another good one. Now, stepping inside here, the first thing I notice is the scale of the entry. You've got this nice wide foyer area, taller ceilings, a lot of natural light coming in. Off towards the front here, you've got this den space. This is a really good home office setup room that you could use there. That was off to the side there as well, a really nice powder configuration. And then as we continue down this hallway here, it really opens up into the main living space here. Now, again, this is the main living room. I think Pacific Lifestyle Homes does a really good job making this feel connected without making it feel too cavernous. You've got the great room, dining space, and kitchen all flowing together naturally, and the ceiling height definitely helps too. One thing I always tell buyers is some homes technically have open layouts, but they don't necessarily feel cohesive in person. This one actually does. And now that we've entered the kitchen, usually this is where I slow these tours down the most, because kitchens really tell you a lot about how a home is actually going to live long term. This is something that I think Pacific Lifestyle Homes tends to do kitchens pretty well. You know, all of these kitchens that Pacific Lifestyle Homes is building, most of them are coming with these really large islands with tons of usable prep space. That's something I think gets overlooked online sometimes, because a kitchen can photograph beautifully, but when you walk through in person, you realize there's nowhere to actually work comfortably, and that's definitely not the case here. You've also got plenty of countertop space. People always underestimate until they realize how quickly kitchens fill up over time. Now, Pacific Lifestyle Homes also gives buyers a pretty robust design studio experience as well. So if you're looking at finishes and thinking maybe you'd want different cabinetry, countertops, flooring, appliances, lighting fixtures, the works, there's actually a lot of buyers can personalize depending on when they purchase in the build process. That is one of the advantages of getting into one of these communities built by Pacific Lifestyle Homes or Garrett early on enough in the process, is being able to go to that design studio and pick all of your finishes. Now, if you like what you're seeing from Pacific Lifestyle Homes here, but maybe this exact community isn't the perfect fit, they actually have multiple communities spread throughout the greater Seattle and Southwest Washington areas. I'll throw a map up on the screen so you can kind of see where some of those locations are. Some communities lean more towards larger lots, some towards multi-generational setups, some have different commute advantages, different garage configurations. So if you'd ever like help narrowing down which communities or floor plans might fit your situation best, feel free to reach out to me directly, because honestly, that's where I help buyers a lot, narrowing down which setup actually fits their lifestyle long term. Now, if you watched my more recent Laurelwood Rambler tour here in the same neighborhood, this home is going to feel very different. Honestly, I think this one is going to appeal to a completely different type of buyer. This is more of a traditional 2-story setup where buyers still want separation between living spaces, larger bedrooms upstairs, bonus room flexibility, and ability to really customize how the home functions long term. One thing Pacific Lifestyle Homes is doing really well here at Carrera Oaks is they're not just building one type of product. You've got true ramblers like the Laurelwood next door, multi-generational options, oversized garage setups from 3 all the way up to 5 car configurations, and then plans like this that give you more vertical living space without feeling overly massive. Honestly, this community fills a pretty specific gap in the market right now, because finding newer construction close to Tacoma that gives you larger home sites, less dense surroundings, larger garages, protected green space, and more flexible floor plans, honestly, it's getting harder and harder to find. This community is 41 total home sites with lot size roughly between 7,000 all the way up to 11,000 square feet. And one thing buyers seem to really like here is it doesn't feel like one of those super high density developments where homes are stacked right on top of each other. There's more breathing room here, and you also are surprisingly in a convenient location. You're roughly around 10 minutes to JBLM and around 12 minutes into downtown Tacoma near Spanaway Lake, while still feeling more tucked away from a lot of the busier commercial corridors. Now, since we're taking a look at the outside here, this really large fenced lot, I think this is another area where I think Carrera Oaks separates itself a bit from a lot of newer construction communities, because newer construction lot sizes in general have definitely trended smaller over the years, but here you actually have enough space to enjoy the property. And because portions of the community back towards protected green space and open areas, it feels quieter and less boxed in, especially compared to some of the more dense infill style developments I tour around the greater Seattle East Side area. And honestly, here in the Pacific Northwest, usable outdoor space matters a lot because people really do take advantage of it during the nicer months. I could totally picture somebody setting up outdoor furniture out here, grilling during the summer evenings, hosting friends, letting kids or dogs run around that yard back there. It just feels more relaxed back here in that backyard. One thing buyers also seem to really like about this location specifically is the balance. You're fairly close to JBLM and Tacoma conveniences while still feeling more residential and tucked away. And one particular thing I learned while filming out here that I actually thought was really smart planning by Pacific Lifestyle Homes, this community currently operates on septic, but they already dry ran future sewer infrastructure alongside the septic system throughout the neighborhood. So whenever sewer eventually expands further into this area, years down the road, homeowners already have a lot of that groundwork prepped, which could potentially save a pretty significant amount of future costs and disruptions later on. Take a look at the detail of this fireplace. Another thing that I wanted to mention is walking past that den earlier, there's actually an option to convert that den into a full bedroom. And then that powder room that we're going to take a look at in a bit, you can also convert into a full bathroom. So you could sort of have a main level living situation on the main floor here. Now, heading into the garage here, this is where it gets really interesting. What they've done here is it looks like a 3-car garage from the exterior, but it is actually a 5-car in tandem. So you've got 3 garage door bays here, but then you've got the 2 bays in the back here where you have tandem parking. So you could fit up to 5 vehicles in here if you really wanted to, which does provide a lot of space and a lot of flexibility. You could also easily fit another additional 3 vehicles in the front driveway if you wanted to. Plenty of parking space here for parties, gatherings, get-togethers, or if you just have a ton of vehicles. If any of you watch or have been watching my channel for over the past couple of years now, you know that I have filmed a lot of home tours for new construction all over the greater Seattle area, East Side area. So like Bellevue, Issaquah, Redmond, Kirkland, and a lot of those infill lots that I've filmed for those high-end luxury new construction properties This would be rare to find a more than a 3-car garage. Well, most of them were even just 2-car garages. But finding something where you have 5-car tandem, I just don't see it up there. So getting the garage space, this is one of those things where a particular buyer is considering coming, you know, living down here in the Tacoma area, where you're going to have larger lots, living in a new construction community, bigger floor plans, more garage space, and then paying a fraction of the cost of what you would on the east side. Now, I normally do a garage door test in these videos, but since this was at the grand opening for this community, music was blaring, so I decided to not do that for this. But if you want to test the garage door yourself with me, please reach out to me, and I would love to personally show you this model as well as the model next door, or any other properties in the Pacific Lifestyle Homes inventory. They have about 2 models at every community, and they have multiple communities to go check out too, all across the south end of, you know, the greater Seattle area, so mostly Pierce County. Okay, and now we've head upstairs, and this is one of the bedrooms. You've got this front window here. Notice a lot of natural light flowing through here. This is great. Another thing that Pacific Lifestyle Homes does really well. Also notice you're going to get some privacy on this side with those trees there, but the trees wrap around the entire property. So Pacific Lifestyle Homes has done a really good job with this community. You're gonna have a lot of privacy, a lot of open space. It's not gonna feel, you know, tight and cramped. The lots are, for a community this size, the lots are definitely generous. And we've got a full guest bath up here, double vanity. On one of my recent Pacific Lifestyle Homes videos, I believe it was the Edgewood that I've featured, I mentioned in that video that there was a grand opening for that community, which is Northwood West, and a couple of you ended up stopping by and took me up on that offer, and then same with this one. So I really thank you for the viewers that are checking out these videos when I'm mentioning when these grand openings are happening and you're taking full advantage of them. It's nice to see you come out, because I actually go to all the grand openings, or most of them, whenever I can. All right, take a look at the primary in here. So now walk into the primary. This space honestly feels really substantial. You've got plenty of room for a full king size setup while still having space around everything. And because the bedrooms are upstairs and separated from the main level entering space, it feels noticeably quieter and more private up here. One thing Pacific Lifestyle talks about with this floor plan is flexibility, and I think that really shows in this primary setup. You can add additional windows, tray ceilings, different finishing packages, all sorts of personalization options depending on the build stage. And then coming into the primary bathroom here, this definitely leans more towards that spa style feel buyers are looking for. You've got the dual vanities here, walk-in shower, soaking tub, and then this gigantic walk-in closet in the back there. Honestly, this closet's massive. This is one of those spaces where buyers immediately start mentally moving in when they walk through it. I've seen it at this grand opening. Every time I saw people walk through here, this is the wow factor when they come in here. And again, one thing I always tell buyers is the kitchen and primary suite are usually the 2 spaces you interact with the most every single day. Those are the areas that really determine how a house is going to feel long term. Now, check out this rather substantial walk-in shower here. I love the tile work on this one. If you've watched both this and the other Pacific Lifestyle Homes videos, I want to hear from you in the comments below. How does the finish work for this model stack up to the others? What's been your favorite color palette on these Pacific Lifestyle Homes? I think we have 4 or 5 now on the channel, so I would love to hear from you and your thoughts on them. Check out how big this walk-in closet is. It's rather large for a home this size for sure. You also have the smart hub located right here in the primary closet, as where most of them are located. Also, quick channel update. One of you have been watching my Garrett Home Tours video, which is pretty much the same company as Pacific Lifestyle Homes. They are both owned, I guess, by the same sister company. I don't know if I'm saying that exactly correctly, but they are one and the same. And you watched the Shasta XXL multi-gen, which is over there in Auburn at the reserve at Washington National Golf Course in Auburn, Washington. And that one does have it's a really rather large home. It's pushing over 4,000 square feet, and it has a multi-gen option. But a lot of these Pacific Lifestyle Homes as well, these smaller option homes that I've pointed out on the channel, have multi-gen configuration options in them as well. Nonetheless, one of you watched that, and we are meeting this weekend out there to go check out the multi-gen together. That's a really good floor plan. Not a lot of people or not a lot of new construction builders are able to build houses that way that really accommodate multi-gen living as much as what I've seen in that Shasta XXL multi-gen. So if you haven't had a chance yet to check that one out and you want to see a monster of a home, beautiful layout, it's primarily a single story home. It does have a little bit upstairs, but it's more of a 1.5 story home, rather large. Go check that out after watching this video, please. Now, continuing through the upstairs here, you've got the additional secondary bedrooms and guest bathroom setup that we took a look at earlier. These bedrooms feel pretty generous in size too. A lot of newer construction secondary bedrooms can feel pretty tight sometimes, but these actually feel usable and substantial. What I like is there's enough flexibility here where these rooms could easily become guest rooms, hobby rooms, gaming rooms, workout spaces, whatever somebody needs over time. Upstairs here, you also got the centrally located laundry room, which we passed by. We'll take a look at that right now. And this just makes practical sense in a 2-story home. You're not constantly hauling laundry up and down stairs all day. And again, Pacific Lifestyle Homes gives buyers quite a few customization options with this floor plan too. Depending on configuration, this home can go from 3 bedrooms all the way up to 5 bedrooms. And you can also have the optional bonus room space, which we did walk through. That was actually that would be a really nice home theater room or multi-media room setup in there. I like the flexibility that Pacific Lifestyle Homes is offering in these floor plans. All right, now let's head back downstairs so we can go check out that powder room in the front den. Love the window placement here. Just tons of natural light coming through here with the Rogue floor plan. Again, look how generous the island is. So we got this closet underneath the stairs here. I always joke in my videos where if you celebrate Christmas and you have a fake Christmas tree, this is where it's going. Also notice the crawl space access, but watch this walking around here. This is incredible ceiling height for an under the stairs storage. I'm gonna just show you in this video. I'm 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, and I am not smacking my head anywhere walking through this under the stairs closet or storage space. Now, I know I might not be the tallest guy in there, but pretty impressive that I don't have to crouch in there. So you've got this front closet here, a little bit bigger than a standard coat closet. And then I love the powder room in here. You're going to have to tell me, do you like the finishing work in this powder room? Again, as a reminder, they have so many different finishes that you could pick at the design studio. I do love this color palette though. Also, pedestal sinks, yay or nay? Let me know in the comments below. I've asked that in a video once, and I don't think on YouTube, but it was on TikTok where a ton of people were commenting back and forth where the pedestal looked prettier, but a lot of other people would choose functionality with having under cabinet drawers for storage. I do like pointing out the detail work because I think details matter, and Pacific Lifestyle Homes and Garrett Homes, they're both really good with the details and the finishing work of their properties. You know, honestly, after walking through both the Laurelwood now and the Rogue here at Carrera Oaks, I really think Pacific Lifestyle Homes did a smart job diversifying the type of buyer they're targeting in this community. The Laurelwood appeals heavily to buyers wanting true Rambler style single level living, whereas the Rogue feels much more geared towards buyers wanting flexibility, separation of space, larger household, or more long-term adaptability. But both really center around the same core lifestyle themes here at Carrera Oaks. And final quick reminder that I am a brand ambassador for Pacific Lifestyle Homes. If you'd like pricing incentive, lot availability, build timelines, or you'd like help narrowing down which floor plans or communities might fit your situation best, feel free to reach out to me directly. And of course, if you enjoy detailed home tours like this around the greater Seattle area, make sure to subscribe because I've got a lot more coming soon. And there you have it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the Rogue floor plan here in Tacoma, Washington. Again, built by Pacific Lifestyle Homes. Again, my name is Aaron Morrow, local realtor here in the greater Seattle area. I've been working with buyers, sellers, and investors in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties for well over a decade now. If you're looking to make your move over here to the greater Seattle area in the next 9 days or 9 months, or you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact info can be found below in the description. I would love to show you how I can make your next move over here to the greater Seattle area a smooth one. If you're looking for some more property tours of what Pacific Lifestyle Homes or Garrett Homes has to offer, or you'd like to hear what others have said about working with me, look somewhere on the screen right here. And of course, until next time, I hope to be showing you some wonderful property tours, and please subscribe to me for more real estate shenanigans. Have a great day.